Hello, everyone, and welcome to BoxMaker University. We're so glad to have you join us today. Our class today is titled Elevate Print Marketing with Omnichannel Strategy, Technologies that Connect Printers to Revenue and Customers to Results. We're excited to share with you ways to revolutionize your print marketing and unlock powerful revenue-driving technologies in this webinar presented by Direct Mail 2.0. Direct Mail 2.0 specializes in direct mail digital integration and the utilization of technologies that increase direct mail response rates and drive ROI on marketing spend. Our speaker today is Morgan DiGiorgio, Senior Vice President, Sales and Marketing for Direct Mail 2.0. Morgan's professional background spans a range of industries and positions. She has held roles in business development, operations, marketing, and sales, including co-founder of a medical-based technology company. Morgan has presented as a speaker at numerous events and conferences, holds a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration and Management from University of Florida, and is a subject matter expert for marketing solutions that drive results. Morgan, thank you so much for being here with us today.
It's my pleasure. I'm really happy to be here.
For those of you who are joining us and might not be familiar with the BoxMaker, we were founded in 1981 as a custom packaging manufacturer and distributor. With our manufacturing headquarters here in Seattle, Washington, and a second all-digital production facility in Lowell, Arkansas, we serve clients across North America through our three divisions: enterprise sales, trade services, and our online web-to-print platform, Fantastipack. At the BoxMaker, we're passionate about being a resource for you when it comes to all things packaging, protecting, and promoting your products. If you have any questions after watching this on-demand webinar, please do not hesitate to reach out to our team of packaging advisors by visiting us online at boxmaker.com. And without further ado, Morgan, I will hand it off to you.
Thank you so much, Katie. I'm really excited today to talk about a strategy that is extremely effective for the direct mail marketing channel. And what we're going to talk about today is omni-channel marketing and how we can utilize technology to track and show the efficacy of direct mail. So I'll start off just talking about direct mail as a marketing channel because it is an extremely powerful channel with an advertising industry of around $58.5 billion. Now in the United States, it's about a $10.9 billion industry, but it's projected to almost double by the end of this year, 2024, closing out at around a $20.38 billion industry. Now, nearly 72% of businesses use direct mail to generate sales, and over 91% of promo mail is read and opened. Now, direct mail is such a powerful channel. It's not like when I go out, I open my email in the morning and I have 100 different spam emails. I don't open those. I just hit delete. They don't capture my attention. I never see the marketing message that's on any of those emails. However, when I go out to my mailbox and I grab my mail, whether or not I make the decision to discard that mail piece, I still receive the marketing impression that was on that mail piece, even if I choose to discard it. It's powerful. It impinges. Direct mail takes about 21% less cognitive effort to process than digital marketing. It activates the long-term memory centers in the brain. So when that message is repeated and impinges, and it's such a powerful channel to inject into your overall marketing strategy. If you're not utilizing or harnessing the power of mail, you absolutely should be. It's also an effective channel for all demographics, whether we're talking about a younger demographic or all the way up to a very aged demographic. So extremely powerful marketing channel. But with any channel, there are some challenges. So I just want to talk a little bit about the challenges of direct marketing as a whole from a couple of different perspectives. One is from the marketer's perspective. So marketers that are utilizing mail for marketing purposes, we have experienced quite a lot of struggles or challenges within the industry as a result of supply chain issues, paper shortages. We've been experiencing postage increases a couple of times a year. So as a marketer that's utilizing mail, we've been experiencing exponential increases in our advertising costs, but we're getting the same results, right? We're utilizing that same channel. And honestly, not just a direct mail marketing channel, but spend in an advertising cost is going up for all channels across the board, and we appear to be getting less or the same results for an increase in that spend. And marketers want more than that. They want better results. They want higher response rates. They want more leads. They want to find ways to save money on marketing. They also, because they're more cost conscious, want to find ways that they can actually track the response to their direct mail. They want to know, is this channel working? Am I investing in the right channel? Am I actually seeing a response from that? So they need to find ways that they can track and show attribution to these channels. Additionally, They want streamlined solutions that are cost effective and easy to deploy, right? Because internally they're also struggling with internal resources and the deployment of these marketing campaigns. Now, from a print provider's perspective, what we want to do is we want to tap into a larger portion of that $59 billion industry. We want to get a larger portion of that revenue. We don't want to lose customers to other print providers because unfortunately we do find ourselves in a cost-based environment where a customer is so hyper-focused on cost that we might lose business to ABC printer down the street because they're willing to do it for less money. And that is a really bad place to be. So we need to take an approach or put ourselves in a position where we're adding value or we're differentiating ourselves from our competitors. If we can add enough value, a customer is not going to leave and go to a competitor because they're printing it for less, right? If we can find ways or programs that we can lift the response rate on our customers' direct mail campaigns, equip them with technology where they can track, show attribution, know that the direct mail is actually working, they will continue to invest in this channel and they will continue to invest in you because you will be adding so much value. It will make that relationship so sticky. They won't be looking for, a penny less somewhere else. It will help you to overcome those price challenges. So you have to stand out, right? If you're a printer or you're a mail service provider, you have to find a unique selling proposition or way that you are standing out. And the most appropriate way to do that is in the form of a value added component. Now, if you're a marketer, you absolutely have to stand out. On average, consumers are seeing anywhere from around 4,000 to 10,000 marketing messages a day. And I'm talking about direct mail, digital email, billboards, logos on t-shirts, vehicle wraps. They're inundated with marketing messages. And the advertising ecosystem has become more and more saturated as time goes along. There's so many additional channels that have been injected into the marketing ecosystem. And so more than ever, we have to find ways to get our marketing message to stand out and impinge with our prospects. So one of the most effective ways to do that is with an omni-channel marketing campaign. And not just any type of an omni-channel marketing campaign. I'm talking about taking advantage of the best of both worlds, utilizing a marketing strategy that is harnessing the power of offline and online, but in the most effective way possible. So we take what we know about direct mail, right? We know that it has a very high memory recall, it impinges. We take and start our marketing campaigns with direct mail. And then from there, we utilize digital to reinforce or repeat that message and utilize multiple channels to engage our prospects. Now, prospects are looking for an omni-channel marketing type of experience, right? They like to start the buying journey in certain channels, they like to do their research in others, and they like to convert in others. Not to mention the fact that don't forget that they're inundated with so many ads. You have to get in front of them multiple times if you're going to not only capture their attention, but keep it and maintain it until you actually drive a conversion. So if you utilize an omni-channel marketing strategy that's harnessing the power of mail, and then reinforce that messaging with digital, and then utilize technology to track and show who's responding, and then reinforce and close the conversion with mail, you have one of the most powerful omni-channel marketing approaches that is driving a high conversion and ROAS on your marketing spend. Now, here at Direct Mail 2.0, our sole purpose is to make direct mail the most effective form of marketing by integrating it with cutting edge technology. And we specialize in omni-channel marketing campaigns. But what I want to do today is more just provide some education on how you can utilize different channels to put together an omni-channel marketing campaign that will drive a high conversion for your marketing spend. And there's a lot of different ways to do that. So if you're sitting there thinking, gosh, what really is omni-channel? I know I've explained it, but let me give you a little bit of mass. So as you can see here, Geico is very good at omni-channel marketing. You can see we have the offline letter here, direct mail piece. We have billboard, digital ads. We've got the Gecko, the Geico, and the 15 minutes could save you 15% or more. And it's translated across all of these channels, right? If you see that Gecko, it impinges. Even if you didn't have Geico insurance and you heard 15 minutes could save you 15% or more, you would know that is Geico because they do a very good job at omni-channel marketing. Now you might say to me, well, yes, Geico is, a billion-dollar company and they spend a ton of money on marketing, which is absolutely correct. But most companies do not have the demographic of Geico, right? But with the appropriate marketing strategy, you could be the Geico of your demographic. So very, very powerful strategy here. Now, from a print provider's perspective, this is a way for you to add value for your customers. Instead of just putting ink on paper, you can really differentiate yourself from your competitors by offering some type of an omni-channel marketing solution. You have opportunities here where you can actually go out and acquire new mail business, not on a cost-based perspective, from a value added component. When you're talking to a marketer and they're utilizing direct mail for marketing, they already believe in the power of mail. Now what you would like to do is come in and offer more value, help lift the response of their direct mail campaigns by providing them with an omni-channel marketing approach that's holistic, that's comprised of mail, that's integrated with digital, that adds technologies on that can help them track and show attribution. And I highly recommend that you find some way to report all of that data, and maybe into a dashboard. You have a customer portal where they can log in and potentially see tracking on their mail. Integrate the results of these omni-channel campaigns in some sort of reporting dashboard. We do have a white label reporting dashboard here where we report all the results. If you are a mail provider, that you can extend that to your direct mail clients, or your direct mail clients can log in and see the results in real time. But giving them access to data is so integral. They can continuously use this data to keep improving their direct mail campaigns going on and on, right? I mean, unfortunately, as much as I hate to say it, every marketing campaign that you deploy is a test in some form or shape, okay? There's just so many different variables, even the time that you're dropping it. If you could be using the same list, creative, offer, call to action, there could be environmental factors, all kinds of different things going on that would potentially affect the efficacy of that direct mail campaign. So when you have the ability to appropriately track it and gain insight into why a campaign is performing really well, or maybe why it didn't perform as well as previous campaigns, you can use that data to alter, amend, modify, and continuously improve the outcomes. Not to mention, if you have an omni-channel solution and customers are so cost conscious currently at this time, there are ways that you might be able to offer them a hybrid type of marketing solution for, say, the next 6 months to a year. Maybe they're used to doing a very large drop of mail on a weekly or a monthly basis. Now they're telling you that because of postage, maybe they only want to mail once quarterly. Well, if you have an omni-channel solution, you have an opportunity there where in these downtimes where maybe they're not mailing as much, you can offer to extend an omni-channel marketing campaign on their list instead of the mail. So now you have an opportunity to capture some revenue where maybe you were losing or didn't have an opportunity to capture any. So what it does is it just opens a lot more opportunities, not only for you to add value, capture revenue, but also for your customers, right? You're offering them solutions that coincide with their current budget restrictions, but also are still driving and delivering results for them. Now, this is very important too. I mean, I think that sometimes print or mail service providers aren't aware that customers are so aware of how effective omni-channel marketing campaigns are. And according to NAPCO research, they've done a lot of study on what's next for mail, or what customers are looking for, what would drive them to invest more in direct mail. And in particular, on the very top, 42% of companies would be convinced to use more print if they had access to unique print programs that actually tie print to digital channels. So they're aware of the power of these omni-channel campaigns, but maybe they just don't have access to them. Internally, it's difficult and challenging for them to deploy. If you think about even a very large national retailer, absolutely, internally they have digital marketing teams, but they're run in silos. They have one department for email, one for direct mail, one for digital. Getting them all to communicate together and get all of their different budgets from all those different departments approved so that they can deploy a message that looks just like the direct mail campaign to go out, that is like moving a mountain sometimes. So as a print provider, if you have a streamlined omni-channel marketing solution that you can just turn a key and deploy and layer that on top of a mail campaign for them, you're providing a solution for them that they can't necessarily get done internally, right? And they're looking for programs like this. A small mailer doesn't have access to those type of programs either. So you really have an opportunity here to add value and provide them with something that they're actually looking for. NAPCO research also shows that marketers who use 4 to 6 channels in their multi-channel campaigns are getting the best response rates. So you need to be utilizing multiple channels to drive a high response on your marketing spend. I think that historically there's been a proverbial tug of war between offline and online. You know, where am I going to invest my marketing budget? Should I put it in direct mail or should I put it in digital? And the truth of the matter is that you really should not be having a marketing campaign that is not utilizing both. You really should have something that is harnessing the power of both and playing well together in the sandbox, because that is where you're going to get the best response rates. So omnichannel marketing has some extremely powerful statistics. Coordinating digital and direct mail campaigns can increase website visits by up to 68%, right? Because you're hitting them multiple times. Also, integrating digital elements with direct mail can lead to a 53% increase in generated leads. And there's a lot of reasons for this, and we'll talk about it in a minute. And it all centers around the way that people respond to marketing. So all marketing is driving people to a website, but they're not converting right away, right? Over 97% of organizations using direct mail campaigns with digital report better campaign performance than just a standalone effort. Purchase frequency is 250% higher on omnichannel versus single channel. And the average order value is 13% more per order on omnichannel versus single channel. 73% of retail consumers are omni-channel shoppers. They're utilizing multiple channels for their shopping needs. And I was talking about that a little bit earlier. They like to start the journey through some channels, do research through others, and convert and buy through others. Not to mention that when you integrate digital elements, it allows you to track that user behavior. You can track website visitors, and you can show a more measurable return on investment, which is very important, especially for an offline channel like direct mail that historically has been very challenging to track. So if I'm a print provider, I need to find ways that I can track and show the response to direct mail so that I can prove to my customers that it's working so that they continue to make that investment with me. So how do people respond to marketing? They go online, which is fantastic. Our marketing's working, right? It's driving that initial web traffic, but if they don't buy anything, if they don't fill out a form, if they don't reach into me in some way, how do I know that marketing's working? Now with digital, I can have Google Analytics on my website and I can see how many hits I'm getting to my site from a social media campaign or a Google campaign. And you know, my digital marketing strategy looks phenomenal. It's just working. Oh my gosh, I can see how much traction I'm getting to my website. But when someone's standing in their living room and they receive a direct mail piece and that same person is driven online via the offline channel, we do not know that, right? And the thing is that it's working, and they're being driven to the website, but about 96% of people leave before converting. They don't buy. Only about 4% of people convert right away. And there's a lot of reasons for that, right? And it depends on what the cycle is. If it's a really, big decision, maybe like a home renovation, someone's not going to just automatically get out their checkbook or pick up the phone and make a decision to just invest $100,000 in a company. I mean, if I want to renovate something in my home, like my kitchen, I'm going to leave that website after I run my due diligence. I'm probably going to go to another 5 contractors' websites, run some research on them, get some quotes, have them come out to my house. Maybe it's going to take me 6 months to wear my husband down to get him to invest that money because maybe he wants to use it to buy a boat. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why somebody maybe wouldn't convert right away. And so it's so important that we reinforce the messaging that drove them to the website in the first place. The direct mail worked. It developed an interest. They went to the website. They left. Now let's utilize digital to reinforce that message, get back in front of them in as many instances as we can, and to sway them away from the competitors that they went and investigated as well. So we know that repetition is what works in marketing, okay? It does not matter what channel you are utilizing, you have to employ the power of repetition. And we have run thousands of campaigns through our platform, and the statistical data shows that on average, about 80% of sales and nonprofit, the donation and political, the vote, is occurring between the 8th and the 12th touch. We have to get our prospects up into these contact margins where conversion is taking place. And that's just not going to occur with a one and done mail drop. And the easiest and most cost-effective way to accomplish this is through the utilization of an omni-channel marketing campaign. There's a lot of other data out there too. I don't know, you can look into the marketing rule of sevens. Hit your prospects at least 7 times. Now that we have so many different advertising platforms in the marketing ecosystem, and it is so saturated, you have to bump those touches up just a little bit more, So we have so much opportunity too, right? We have so many different channels that we have an opportunity to reach our prospects through. So we don't want to just put all of our eggs in one basket or limit ourselves, and really harness and take advantage of the channels that we have at our fingertips, especially the ones that coincide with the audiences that we're marketing to, right? We know certain demographics spend a little bit more time on certain channels than others. So really take advantage of these opportunities that you have. Not to mention the statistical data out there that shows that 8 is the number of channels that global customers leverage to engage with companies, right? So they are expecting this omni-channel experience. They're not just engaging through one channel. So if you're limiting yourself, you're really limiting your ability to drive a conversion on your marketing spend. So from a marketer's perspective, why I would want to use an omni-channel marketing approach is because I need to get that repetition. I need to get those 8 to 16 impressions, and I need to do it in the most cost-effective way possible, right? And I need those technologies that give me the ability to track and show that my marketing spend is working. Not to mention that some technologies that we can integrate into our direct mail campaigns also qualify for postage discounts. So if I'm more cost conscious and I'm being, hammered with these postage increases twice a year, if I can get a lift in response on my direct mail by integrating omni-channel and also take advantage of some postal incentives, it's a win-win, right? So these are 14 technologies that we offer at our organization, and these are technologies that you could deploy on top of a direct mail campaign for your customers. So I want to talk a little bit about these technologies, the use case for them, and how they can add value to direct mail campaigns. First thing you can do is you can take a mailing list. You can upload that into Facebook and Instagram. You can actually find the Facebook and Instagram accounts of the people on the mailing list, and you can serve up ads to them that look just like the direct mail piece that they are going to receive. Now, this is important, and the use case for it can be used in a couple of different manners. One, you can use it to start to warm them up to the direct mail piece that they're about to receive. Also, after they receive that mail piece and they get that marketing message, you can reinforce the messaging on the mail that they received. Now, in my personal experience, that reinforcement is so valuable. I've received a mail piece, and I've got this pile on my counter. Oh, I'm interested in all these things, right? I put it on my counter, but I forget about them. Or, for example, I contribute to a lot of nonprofits at the end of the year, like my alumni and several different others, but it's just not top of mind, right? I have it in this pile. It's a very busy time of year for me. I've got 100 people coming over for Thanksgiving. I'm trying to get ready for Christmas and whatever my Christmas break plans are. The kids are home, they're out of school. I mean, there's a lot going on, right? And making that donation to the nonprofit, unfortunately, just isn't the top of mind or first thing that I'm thinking about. Now, I want to convert, but I just forget, right? So let's say I get that mail piece, I set it on my counter, Or let's say that I discard it entirely. Well, maybe later in the evening I want to do something mindless because, I've been working all day and I'm scrolling my phone, I'm looking through my social media, and a digital message pops up that reinforces that direct mail piece with that marketing message that already impinged. And I say, that's right. You know what? I've got a minute right now. Let me go get my debit card or my checkbook or whatever it is, and let me take care of that. And that is one use case way that we can use digital to reinforce and drive a conversion on the mail that was received. Mail tracking. We can integrate via USPS and form visibility, and we can provide mail tracking to give our customers peace of mind that what they're paying for is being delivered. You can show them when certain quantities of mail are projected to be delivered so they can more appropriately plan for calls or leads that might be flowing into their organization. You can equip them with data that shows them very granularly each individual mail recipient and the date it was delivered. So let's say that your customer has a sales team. I want to know when that mail piece has been delivered. Like, let's say, for example, I'm in insurance or I work at a car dealership. I can see that mail piece was delivered. Now's my opportunity to pick up the phone, call them, follow up with them, ask them if they received the offer and how I can help them take advantage of it. So there's tons of data in mail tracking that we can harness and utilize just to get peace of mind. Direct mail is a significant investment, or we can use it in our sales cycle to help drive conversions. Additionally, QR codes are such a valuable tool. People scan a QR code, where do they go? To a website, right? Once someone gets on a website, we can use cookies and pixels to capture those people, put them in a funnel, start showing them digital ads, and help to drive those conversions. On top of that, we have an opportunity to show tracking, right? So I can show the number of times the QR code was scanned, showing tracking in my offline direct mail piece, or I can utilize a personalized QR code and I can actually see who scanned that QR code. Also, with the emerging advanced technology discount, I have an opportunity to take advantage of 3% postage discounts with a QR code as well. Informed delivery. This is one of the best things that USPS has ever done. This is the true definition of omnichannel. Every morning, I get an email that shows me scanned images of all of the mail that's going to be in my mailbox. Now, with informed delivery, you can also put a full color ride-along image right underneath that mail piece. It can be clicked on and take someone right over to your website where they can convert, or again, be put into a funnel to be hit with digital ads to get back in front of them until they do convert. Now, let me just talk a little bit about this channel, okay? This is an email channel, and the open rates on it are astronomical. In fact, the open rate hovers around 67%. Now, if anybody on this educational webinar today is utilizing email marketing, then you know that is an unbelievable open rate. If you had a house list and you're running email, you might be lucky to get even an 18% open rate. And that's to a house list. People that are expecting your email, they're waiting for that coupon code to buy that product or service that they utilize from you. So just such a great way to get yet another impression in front of them before the mail's been delivered, or they just keep it in their email when they're ready to take advantage of it. Additionally, there's a 4% postage discount that runs throughout the end of the year that your customers can take advantage of as well. And there is an attribution report for informed delivery that you can export, and you can show them who on their mailing list actually got the informed delivery email, opened it, and clicked on the ad. So showing them that attribution to this channel and their direct mail campaign. Now, call and text tracking is also a very effective technology for showing attribution. A call tracking number can be utilized on the mail piece. When it rings, it goes over to a line of your customer's choosing. That could be a call center. You could utilize multiple call tracking numbers on cell phones. And you could track and show how many calls actually came in, showing that the mail is working. Now, there's a hole here. Let's say that they get the mail piece, they go to the website, there's a different number on the website. They might call that number. You are not going to show 100% attribution with a call tracking number, but you have an opportunity to show attribution. And you can show that calls were coming in, and you can show that the mail was working. And in addition to that, you can also show their phone number, who they are, their address. We can append email and show email of this person and perfect your data. So now you've required a phone number and an email that you didn't have before. This is giving your organization additional opportunities and ways that you can market to them, and phone numbers for your sales team to call after you run that through the do not call registry. You don't want to get any fines, of course, right? And also we record the calls. So you can run QC on how these calls or leads are being managed. Now you can use that same call tracking number to have a call to action on the mail piece that might say, text offer for you to this number to receive something in return. Now that could be a coupon code. That could be a link to enroll in email marketing so you get your opt-in, or a link that drives them to a special offer page. And you can also capture the data about the person that responded via inbound SMS, and you can see how many responses came in, showing and tracking the attribution to the mail as well. Now, I talked a lot about following up with a prospect once they hit your website, right? Because we know that 96% of them leave once they get there, right? So there are a couple of different ways that we can follow up with them, get back in front of them, and remind them of their interest to help drive a conversion. Now, one way that you can do this is with displaying ads throughout the Google ad space. And I'm sure that everybody has experienced this. You look at something online, you leave, next thing you know, you're seeing pictures of this ad all over the internet. That is Google retargeting. Follow up with them online. Get back in front of them and remind them of their interest. Also follow up with them through social. When they're scrolling those news feeds, display ads to them, reminding them about that interest that they had. You can also display ads to these prospects through other channels like YouTube, discovery ads. Now, discovery ads, we actually rolled over into something called demand gen, and that is a 3-for-1. So I just want to show you something here. And the 3 ad placements are the YouTube homepage, Gmail. So of course that's an email that shows up in their Gmail account, and then also the Google toolbar. Okay, now the Google toolbar is on your mobile device. If you're on your mobile device, you get the ads that appear right below there. Okay, now let's think about this for a second. Google is the first most visited site on the web. I'm on Google 100 times a day. YouTube is the second most visited website on the web. Okay, people are on there searching for things, how to change my refrigerator filter. I watch exercise videos on there. My husband looks at how to, make repairs on vehicles and things. So really powerful platforms to have ad space and reinforce direct mail marketing. Additionally, you can utilize the power of video through YouTube. You can use the power of video through the social channels, which is a very powerful tool. Above and beyond just a still ad, it will drive a higher response. Geo-targeting is a great element to incorporate as well. Let's think about a location that is opening a new store. In addition to sending mail out to them, in addition to being able to serve up ads to the people on the mailing list in these geographical locations, you can cast a much wider net digitally, and you can get in front of other relevant leads in the same geographical locations as the people that you're mailing to. So you can add a lot more value for your customers. Market, reinforce the direct mail, but also serve up ads to additional relevant leads who are then going to go to the website, and we're going to capture with the Smart Pixel technology to build a mailing list and mail to them. And I'll talk about that in a minute. Another technology is addressable geofencing. So you can take a mailing list, you can get a 90% or higher match rate on this list. You can identify every single device that is known to be within an address that you are mailing to, and you can serve up ads to every single one of those devices. Okay, this is not IP-based targeting. Over 54 billion different data points are being analyzed and digested on a daily basis to truly acknowledge and identify every single device within a household. So you're sending out a mail piece, you can serve up ads to every device we're in. Let's say you're a financial services. You're running a financial seminar and you're sending out a mail piece with one of those juicy steaks. You want them to come over, to the steakhouse and have a steak on you and learn about how they want to invest your money for your retirement. And Jim Smith gets the mail piece and he tosses it in the garbage, but Betty Smith is at home on the couch and she starts seeing ads on her phone for that steak and says, Jim, I'd really like to go over here and learn more about how we can invest for retirement and eat this juicy steak. Right? So you can bypass gatekeepers, or maybe Jim tosses the mail piece and sees the ads later and changes his mind. But these are ways that we can reinforce our direct mail marketing. Now, the tracking on this technology is amazing. You can show online conversions at the Zip plus 4 level. Someone that gets the mail piece and sees the ads and goes online, we can show number of conversions. Additionally, you can run offline conversions. So if you're running campaigns for a retail location or maybe a Jiffy Lube, or someone's going in to get an oil change, when they walk into the conversion zone, it will ping their device and show an offline conversion. Someone that got the mail and received the ads converted. They walked into that location. Really remarkable technology. Now, email by itself as a cold prospect tool, not very effective, okay? But email with mail is a very effective strategy because the mail is driving that initial marketing message and impinges, and you can reinforce it with email. So I highly recommend using email with mail. You will be able to capture and deliver that omni-channel experience and drive some more traction there, okay? Now, let's talk about tracking. There are smart pixels that can go on a website that will de-anonymize a website visitor, and it will give 95% accurate contact information about that website visitor, okay? Why do I want this? Well, there are no better people to market to than people that are actively on the website. They are literally raising their hand and telling you, I am interested in this product or service. I'm on this website, and actually this in particular is what I'm interested in because I'm on this page or that page. So you can get 95% accurate contact information. You can know in particular where on the website they were located and what they looked at, and you can build yourself a mailing list that will drive on average around a 9 to an 18% response rate. So really, really viable mailing lists. People are more cost conscious. This gives them a very targeted list of people that are very likely to respond, and you can incorporate personalization, okay? Because we know who they are. We can append their name. You can append additional data, and you can market to them about what they were looking at. Okay, so let's say that I'm a higher education. I'm an institution, a higher education facility, okay? Someone goes to my website and I have 150 different undergraduate programs. Well, I know in particular that Morgan went to my website and she looked at my nursing program. Now I'm going to send her a direct mail piece with an offer talking about my nursing program and why she should enroll in our educational institution as opposed to probably the 20 others that she's looking at. Additionally, after building a mailing list, you can use this technology to suppress against the mail file to show how many people on the mailing list went to the site. So remember earlier when I was talking about how when someone's standing in their living room, they get a mail piece and they go online, you don't know that? Well, you do when you use technology like this to de-anonymize a website visitor and suppress it against the mail file. Now you know the mail worked. Whether they convert, fill out a form, or do nothing, you know they went to the website, that the mail is working, but more importantly, you know who, right? So I can suppress that against the people that actually bought, the people that didn't. Now I can send them another mail piece. Now, let's just think, this is called direct mail retargeting, okay? And this qualifies for 5% postage discounts. Let me give you a real life scenario real quick, okay? I'm online. I may or may not have a tiny little shopping addiction, but anyway, I'm online and I'm scrolling and I see, another pair of shoes that I probably don't need. I go to the website, I put 5 shoes in my cart and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't need these shoes, okay? I go to abandoned cart. a little box pops up and says, wait, do not leave 10% off if you buy now. And I think, oh my gosh, 10% isn't that great. And I abandon cart. Well, 2 days later, I get a postcard in the mail with a picture of that shoe, and it's offering me 20% off and free shipping. So I come back, I check out, and I probably buy two. And that is the way that direct mail retargeting works, using this technology, re-engaging and reinforcing with mail. Now, if you're running only digital marketing and all of these people are being driven to your website, you don't know who they are. But if you use technology like this, you can identify them. And if they're not converting, you can send a mail piece and drive the conversion with mail. So see, you shouldn't be using one without the other. They work together in the most effective way possible. Now, as far as attribution is concerned, this was a campaign that we ran. It was a smaller one. It was just under 5,000 pieces. They had 17 calls. That's not blowing me away. You know, I'm not necessarily convinced that direct mail was a phenomenal investment for me based on 17 calls. I don't know, maybe if each customer is, you know, $200,000 or something like this. But in most instances, I'm not blown away here, right? But because this campaign used a smart pixel, they could see that 932 people on the mailing list went to the website. That's an almost 19% response rate to the mail. Now I believe in the power of mail. Utilizing a dashboard, right? Use a dashboard or some kind of reporting to not only track all your customers' campaigns, but also to give your customers access to all this data. Don't just run these campaigns for them. You know, show them the data, because there's so much you can give them. Like if you're running one of those social media enhancements, you can drill down into the demographic data. You can see their are they male, are they female, age groups. Maybe you have a creative, let's say you're like a resort and your creative is a bunch of gentlemen on a golf course, and you're like, gosh, I really didn't get a very good response here. And you drill down into this data and you see that the majority of the audience you reached was female. Now I know what happened. My creative was wrong. So I manipulate my creative to some ladies in a spa, you know, getting manicures or a massage. And now I have the ability to use the data, knowing who I'm actually reaching, so that I can lift and increase the response to my direct mail campaign. The direct mail will work. There's just something that I had to change about it, right? And that's how you can use this data. This is a case study for a higher education institution that we ran. They used that lead match pixel. They identified the website traffic. They sent them direct mail pieces based on the undergraduate programs that they were looking at, and they got a 25% response rate to the mail campaign. They had a 53% increase in total deposits, 26% increase in students admitted deposits. It was a phenomenal campaign. They used omni-channel, and they used that lead match pixel. This was a nonprofit, and they added omni-channel marketing onto their direct mail campaigns. They increased giving by 25%. They also generated 6,780 first-time donors. They put that smart pixel on the ways to give and how to get involved pages, and they were able to identify new donors that they could solicit for a donation and contribution. They also, because they layered the omni-channel on top of the mail, converted 5,400 lapsed donors. So people they were mailing to and they weren't getting a donation. When they layered the omni-channel on, they converted those 5,400 lapsed donors into donors, increasing monthly donors by 78%. So omnichannel is so powerful. You know, these are tools that we can be utilizing to increase response rates. We can increase revenue if I'm a mail service provider, or increase revenue for our customers, and also take advantage of some postal discounts and savings. So if you have any questions about omni-channel, you know, anybody watching today, I'm happy to have a conversation, you know, just in general, or you want to talk a little bit about strategy. There's a QR code, you can scan it, you can email me here, or there's my phone number and contact information.
Wow, Morgan, that was That was amazing. Thank you so much for that awesome presentation illustrating the power of combining print and digital marketing technologies. I love the quote, be the Geico of your demographic. That is amazing.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me, Katie.
So awesome. And, we're talking about direct mail here, but to expand on the idea of that 8 to 12 touches, your packaging is another touch point. So if you're using digital print to deploy inbox marketing or cross-selling of your other products,
Mhm.
that's another touch point that you can reinforce in part of your omni-channel strategy.
100%.
I did want to ask you just a couple questions that came up during the presentation. What do you say to brands who say that they don't want to be annoying or don't want to, overwhelm their prospects with all those touches?
Well, that's sometimes that comes up, not very often, but the first thing that I have to say is that if somebody's annoyed by your advertising, they're not your customer, okay? They're just not, right? And you're going to experience that with any channel. In direct mail, you get the people that call, they're angry, take me off of your mailing list. Those aren't your customers, okay? And sales and marketing, it's a numbers game. So if for every one customer you annoy, you gather and capture the attention of 100 more, then you're winning. Not to mention the fact that you have to remain competitive. And let's say, for example, that you're running a direct mail campaign, and I hate to say this, but your marketing dollars are driving traffic not only to your website, but to your competitors' websites. So if your competitors are employing a strategy like this, and a direct mail recipient goes to your website and they leave and go to your competitors and they have a follow-up omni-channel strategy and you don't, guess who they're seeing? They're seeing your competitor. They're never seeing you. And so you're just limiting yourself.
And what is do you have a rule of thumb around the general target list size that is at least a starting size that people can really leverage the direct mail 2.0 technology effectively? Or do you help them build that list? How does that work?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. I think that it really depends upon what they're trying to accomplish. There's a lot of different ways that we can employ omni-channel marketing strategy. No list really is too small, but you're going to get out of it what you start with, right? So we have to think that we're driving people to a website. So if I send out a 500-piece mailer and I typically get a 1% response rate, I mean, how many people am I really following around, right? But there are other technologies that we can utilize that are not dependent upon the amount of web traffic, like the addressable geo. We can just get ads in front of every single person on the mailing list. So there's no real limit to the mailing list. You can do very small and targeted lists, but some of the technologies don't work as well for that. So I think it's always just a strategic approach and depending upon what they're trying to accomplish.
Thank you so much again, Morgan, for that presentation. That was amazing. And thank you to our viewers for joining us. Morgan already put her contact information up there, but if you do have any questions, please reach out to Morgan directly. You can feel free to visit the BoxMaker at boxmaker.com. And if you're interested in engaging with more content like this, you can always check out our full library of on-demand webinars, which is available at boxmaker.com/boxu. And for more inspiring stories and content, be sure to follow us on LinkedIn and Instagram, where you can join our mailing list at boxmaker.com/join. Thank you all very much.